Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
And here we are, Studio B. People are talking about the weather. Trust me, there are 70s in sight. Paul Poteet reports the principal coming in bottom of hour, the sheriff sooner than that. And is your bracket busted yet? I know the games start later today, but I picked Miami of Ohio as the national champion. I'm hoping that comes to pass. They did win last night, by the way, so that's a big deal for the Mid-American Conference. All right, let's do the first thing that we always do first, which of course would be logical. Let's get our weather. We get that from WMUN meteorologist Paul Poteet.
A few spotty showers this morning. Otherwise, the sun should be coming out by afternoon, and we're finally back above average again on temperatures. And I think we're going to stay that way through the weekend. High today, 63. And then for tonight, a low of 45. Partly sunny tomorrow. How about 72 for the first day of spring? The vernal equinox comes in quietly. By Saturday, we're up to 73 with plenty of sunshine. And then some light showers around Sunday afternoon and evening. There could be some thunderstorms also with a cold front coming. Still in the 70s Saturday, but then we'll get knocked into the 40s on Monday. Back up to near or above average temperatures Tuesday through the rest of next week. There's your WMUN Muncie weather. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Paul, I heard my little weather speaker thing at home when I was having coffee with Nance this morning that Monday might have some snow showers, too. Snow and rain showers. Sheriff Skinner, what do you think about that? Are you in favor?
No, I do not support. I do not approve.
Is there anything that you can do to change it?
No.
See, that's how that works. We are talking to the sheriff of Delaware County. For those watching on the video, I think we're live streaming right now for the first time ever on the YouTube.
How about that?
Yeah,
Good morning.
So don't scratch your nose, Sheriff Skinner. We are ready to go and talk about public safety and so on and so forth. First thing I wanted to ask you this morning is with respect to what we see and hear in bigger cities more often than not, especially in the last recent history. That kind of thing can happen anywhere, anytime. In little old Muncie, Delaware County, you think safety first, and when you see something, say something. What kinds of things should we be looking for, be watchful for, and be aware of?
Those kind of things certainly can happen anywhere, and we're not actually so little old Muncie and Delaware County. I believe we're still the 15th most populated county in the state. So, we have a major university, we have a major hospital, we have a lot of business here. So those things can happen here, as we've seen at universities, churches, synagogues, and things like that around the country recently, unfortunately, schools. What it boils down to is things that just don't look right, things that make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, things that go against that sixth sense that we have. If it looks strange, if something's certainly out of place, it never hurts to notify an official about it. There's one misconception that hey, this guy was reported 2 years ago or something, why haven't the police been watching him? We don't have the manpower to watch everybody 24 hours a day, people that are suspicious. So you got to factor that in. But if it's real time and something's out of place, whether it's a backpack laying where it shouldn't be, or a vehicle that's been circling the block 6 times, just notify us. We're going to check it out. We're, like you said, our intentions are to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, you're talking about in that particular instance, notifying authorities if you think something needs to be aware of. There's also talking and listening to your neighbors, isn't there?
Sure.
I mean, watching out for people that are on your street and in your neighborhood.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Know your neighbors, get to know them, and like I've always said, if you go on summer vacation or you go somewhere for spring break, let your neighbors know, people that you trust, and leave your lights on and have somebody looking out for your stuff.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sheriff Tony Skinner, Delaware County guy in charge of all things law enforcement, public safety around here.
Glad you clarified that.
Oh, no, you're not in charge of everything. Yeah, not yet anyway. We are talking about things that are sheriff-related. You've said the acronym to me, JRAC, and you've told me what those letters stand for before, but I've forgotten.
Yeah.
What is that again?
So it's the Justice Reinvestment Advisory Council.
Okay.
Yeah, it just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
I'd like JRAC better, I think. So what is that, and what do you think about it?
So a few years ago, counties were mandated to form a JRAC, and it really is the major components of the justice system within your county. So judges, sheriff, prosecutor, community corrections, public defender, those county council, and you just get together periodically and discuss things that are going on. Yeah.
And that's a good thing, because when you're having cohesive conversations about things that are going on, I assume that's better for everybody.
It is. You get some collaboration and get some things done, hopefully, with some cooperation from one agency to the next. Yeah.
This is Delaware County Sheriff Tony Skinner. We're on WMUN's Delaware County Today. We're in Studio B. He has been here before.
I have.
So he has, in front of the cameras, decided to wear a shirt. That's always a good idea.
A shirt and a vest.
Shirt and a vest, yes. Are you packing heat, by the way? Are you?
Come on.
You're the sheriff.
That's
okay.
right.
Dumb question. Taser or actual weapon? No, you go full bore.
Right.
Sheriff Skinner is here right now. He does play golf, by the way, in his free time. You said at the beginning here that you basically want to do what you can against Paul Poteet, who is a real human being,
Sure
of
is.
course, because he is delivering us some bad cold weather news in recent history. Has that impacted your ability to at least swing a practice golf club, or do you not even do that?
No, I'm old enough that I have to practice quite a bit, actually. But
Okay.
no, I have not swung a club. I haven't swung a club yet this year.
Yeah, somebody's
So
going to
I'm
edit that out on the video.
Yeah, I'm
play
looking
that
forward
everywhere.
to that time here in the near future where I can go out and hit them.
All right, and you do like doing that, and rightfully so. You're pretty good at it, too. I've seen you in action.
I have my moments like everybody else.
You got a
Yeah.
lot of moments.
Yeah,
He's
I don't
Delaware
know
County
about
Sheriff Tony Skinner. He is in our studio this morning, Studio B. It is that time of year.
It is
when
March
we're-
Madness.
Bracketology, baby. So who's your national champion? Who do you got?
I've got a couple. I accidentally put Duke on one, but that's a
Wait,
good
whoa,
miss.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's the Duke.
I know it is. I know.
Yeah.
I had Duke and Arizona in one of my brackets,
Yeah.
and I accidentally put them, but that's okay. That's a good miss. I have Arizona in another, and actually, I think I may have Florida in another. I can't remember.
None of your brackets have Miami of Ohio? Nothing like that?
Who did
Yeah.
they play in the first round?
They
play
won
Tennessee?
last
I know.
night.
Who did they play?
Tennessee, I think
Yeah,
is
I got
correct.
them.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got them beating Tennessee.
Really?
Yes, Volunteers are going down, baby.
Really?
Yes,
Miami is
Big
going to go
upset.
on to the next level?
big upset. Yes.
All right, let's stay sports for a second because we don't go here much, and we'll get back to real things in just a second. The Mid-American Conference, specifically the Ball State women's basketball team, my estimation, my words, my opinion, got ripped off.
Hey, again.
Again. Yeah, so tell us what you're thinking about that, and don't hold back, but we are on live radio and video.
I feel bad for those girls. It's happened how many times over the past
Too many.
Yeah. I mean, they've had some spectacular teams over the past several years, and I don't understand it. It's the whole mid-major title. It's that banner that the NCAA hangs on them, and it's just not fair.
Not fair at all. But you know what? When you get right down to it, what is fair?
Well,
really?
Yeah, I know. You got to, whatever. But I do feel bad for them. They're fun to watch.
Whatever means he wants to say something
It
right
always
now, but
does.
he's just going to hold back. Anything we haven't touched on as far as staffing and so forth? Are you staffed up? Could you use some new blood coming in the sheriff's
We're
department?
always taking applications. We are staffed up right now, and like I've said recently, we've got a couple guys still out on sick leave, but we're doing okay. But we're still taking applications, especially for corrections officers. So
All right.
yeah.
Excellent. Thank you
Yeah.
very much for your time.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure. If there's anything we can do to help you keep the community safe, like always, don't hesitate to reach out. And he does that too, as does the rest of the Sheriff's Department and law enforcement. And we are as good as the information that is shared with us, and we appreciate the connectivity, Mr. Sheriff.
I hope everybody has a great weekend.
All
God
right.
bless.
All right. God bless you. Here we go with more Delaware County Today in a moment on WMUN.
News. LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal...
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. You ever feel like running a business is just nonstop? Every day's game day? That's why going pro with Lenovo Pro just makes sense. You get real one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and gear that's built to help you stay ahead of the competition. So whether you're scaling up, hiring up, or just trying to keep up, go pro. Because when your tech works harder, your business does too. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. So sign up free today at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community Schools.
And in just a couple of minutes, we will have a representative of the MCS, Principal Chris Walker from Muncie Central High School, our monthly recurring guest, to talk all things Bearcats. I am almost certain he will proudly speak of the fact that his field house, or their field house, is the venue of choice for the first time in a long time for the semi-states this weekend. The field house will be rocking in Lapel, not far from where I'm sitting right now in Madison County. One of the teams still in it to win it. I think they have a pep session today. Lapel does. I want to say 2:15 this afternoon. That is from memory. Don't quote me on that. You might want to check with the office or the website for Lapel or your school that is still active and playing, and the Delta Eagles, also exciting stuff in Delaware County, one of the other 4 or 5 teams in the near area here in East Central Indiana, still in the state boys basketball tournament. Let's get a snapshot of our day today.
It's March 19th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. It's National Backyard Day. As the days begin to get warmer, perhaps now is the time to get our backyards in shape so we can once again enjoy them as the snow melts away. While the traditional idea of a couple of lawn chairs on a patch of grass may still be appealing, people have started to transform their backyards into spaces which allow them to unwind after a tough week. For some, it's creative ways to garden or an inviting space for gatherings. Whatever your interest may be, take the time to create the space which can bring you calm throughout the year. Also on this date, in 1918, the Congress authorizes time zones and approves daylight saving time. And in 1966, the Miners of Texas Western beat the Kentucky Wildcats 72-65. It was the first time in college basketball history that an all-black starting five won the national championship. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
Always on WMUN News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk, Tony Katz today and every day, noon to 3, breaking news and information. Guests both on the political front and other front, and a lot of information that happens many times in real time while he is on WMUN. Please listen in. You can do it in the same way you're doing it right now on your Alexa device if you wish. If you're in the Detroit, Michigan area, you just clicked on. Los Angeles was listening before we were even on live this morning. Tijuana, too. We're everywhere. Portland, Oregon, of course. Sister Sherry. Hi, sis. Minnesota, Mama and Roger clicked on just moments before we started the program. They didn't want to miss a thing. Toronto, Canada. Sorry about the hockey. Men and women. Still. Ew. Feel bad. Chicagoland's always listening, and South Bend, Indiana, some of those that are listening on the digital devices. If everything is working properly, we are, I think for the first time, on YouTube live video. The YouTube channel is, of course, youtube.com, and search and sign up to follow Woof Boom Studio B. Woof Boom Studio B. One of the features every day is our local news summary. These stories and more airing on all of our stations in East Central Indiana, and now for you on WMUN. State Rep Sue Arrington said that people are among her district's biggest strengths, and she also mentioned 2 specific institutions that also have a major impact on Muncie, Delaware County.
I think, Ball State is certainly a strength for us economically, the hospital. So, yeah, sometimes I think, well, what would our population look like if we didn't have those 2 big employers?
That from WMUN's Delaware County Today.
President Trump says oil and gas prices will fall fast once combat operations in Iran end.
As soon as that war is over, which will be soon, your prices are going to drop like a rock. You watch.
In the past month, the average price of regular unleaded is up more than 90 cents a gallon, and oil prices have hit nearly $110 per barrel. Wednesday, the president announced a 60-day suspension of the Jones Act, which bars foreign vessels from shipping oil and gas between U.S. ports. But analysts project that move is unlikely to significantly reduce prices. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Indiana Court of Appeals has upheld the murder conviction of 25-year-old Malik S. Williams, found guilty of fatally shooting 19-year-old Keandre Johnson in July of 2024. Williams argued that he acted in self-defense. Lifestream Vice President of Programs Mandy Williams said there are 2 key factors to National Senior Nutrition Month, which is being celebrated in March.
The first is, of course, the importance of nutrition from a health perspective, particularly for older adults, but also the social component. People getting to a meal site, eating together, getting a meal delivered to the home by a driver. Sometimes that interaction might be all they have.
Hear that full interview from earlier this week on WMUNmuncie.com. Chairman of the event, Joe Scott, spoke to WMUN's Delaware County Today about the importance farms and gardens can have in everyday life.
You don't have to run to the grocery store and buy it every year or every week or whatever, and you can grow your own, whether it's animals or whether it's fruits, vegetables. Preserve it for use later on.
Yesterday's final day of the Delaware County Farm Festival again highlighted the importance of agriculture in our communities. 201 foster children helped through their doors.
I'm grateful that we're able to provide that service so kids can stay out of an office. So that's 201 kids that didn't get taken back to an office.
Tracy Walters' Turn Away No Longer House recently celebrated its first full year of operations. Helping that many children is even bigger than they initially expected. He's back at the Indianapolis 500, 4-time champion.
The drive for 5 is still alive. That's right. We're going to come back this year for the Indy 500 again.
Helio Castroneves will drive for Meyer Shank Racing, and 2-time winner Takuma Sato will return with Ray Hall Letterman Lanigan Racing, too. State Senator Scott Alexander said the recent short legislative session was a bipartisan effort that required a lot of hard work to make sure the right bills were being voted on to best help Hoosiers.
Over 90% of our bills were bipartisan bills that we passed, and whittled that down from what we started as 700 and something bills down to 100 and something bills. So definitely not everything gets through.
That from a recent WMUN Delaware County Today radio show. Madison Heights and IU basketball legend Bobby Wilkerson soon will have an Anderson City Street named in his honor. He shared what it means to be recognized by his hometown.
I grew up here, and that's where everything began at. And I'm thankful because, you know, all my family got to be part of my journey.
That from the Anderson Journal Morning Show. Today's the third Thursday in March, which means it's time for the night market at Mad Jack's, 5 to 8 p.m. tonight at Mad Jack's downtown facility in Muncie. The Colts signed a player on Tuesday who has never played football before.
The Colts signed Carson Tout. Tout played his final basketball season at Notre Dame, but from 2020 to 2025, he was at Northern Arizona. Tout says he's always had football on his mind.
Yeah, I've had the itch to play football pretty much all through college and really growing up. In high school, I was real small, though. I didn't hit, growth spurts till late. I didn't have armpit hair till late in high school, so I was kind of a late bloomer.
The Colts hope to convert Tout to tight end. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
My experience with you has been consistent kindness.
Some Senate Democrats like John Fetterman showing more love to Mark Wayne Mullen Wednesday than the committee's chairman, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul.
Explain to the American public why they should trust a man with anger issues.
Mullen responding to Paul, saying that he seems to fight with his own party more than he works with them. The Oklahoma senator tapped by President Trump to lead DHS is widely expected to advance out of committee with bipartisan support. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Radio continues to reach more Americans than any other media platform and dominates ad-supported audio listening, according to Nielsen's new Audio Today 2026 How America Listens report, as shared by Inside Radio. Despite perceptions among marketers that digital channels are more effective, the data shows radio delivers one of the strongest returns. More local every day on our free wolfboomnews.com.
As student athletes, we want to shine a light on the true team players of every high school sports team, our parents.
Thank you for driving us to practice and cleaning our uniforms.
For selling concessions and hosting team dinners.
For making signs and painting your faces.
For cheering for our team, rain or shine, snow or heat, at home or on the road.
For the time, money, and energy you spent supporting us all season long.
Thank you for always being there for us.
And for everything you do to help us grow through high school sports.
You make it possible for us to play the sports we love, and we will always be grateful.
Mom, Dad, we just want to say thank you.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Thank you to all the family members, friends, and fans who champion our student athletes by buying tickets to your high school's athletic events. This is showing our gratitude. This is supporting education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, Granola, and Bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5 amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
You love your land. During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love all the great deals.
With versatile compact tractors, professional-grade mowers, and durable utility vehicles, Kubota equipment can help you turn dream projects into reality. Kubota Orange Days is here, and so are the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. Sale ends soon. Go to KubotaOrangeDays.com or stop by your local dealer for more information.
Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later. This is the Daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
And yes, I am wearing purple, as noted by the principal of the purple. He is Chris Walker. We are zooming in on his purple right now. That's a beautiful jacket right there.
Thank you, sir.
That's a beautiful jacket. Where do you shop?
BSN Sports, I think, is
not a sponsor,
but should be.
Thank you very much.
We're
in Studio B again this morning. Chris Walker is in charge of the Bearcats, the principal of the place, and we're talking about various things behind the scenes that you may or may not be aware of. What is this alumni shout out? You want to go there first?
I do, Steve. This doesn't happen very often. But we want to give a little shout out to class of 2023. So a few years ago, Titus Waters, and Steve, you probably remember that name.
I
coming
do.
Across your airwaves a lot. Was a fantastic student athlete, very gifted academically, played football and wrestled for us at Muncie Central. He is a wrestling All-American at Wabash. He this past weekend finished, I believe, 7th in the nation and earned All-American status for Wabash Wrestling, and we just could not be more proud of Titus and want to give him a shout-out. We had some families over in Iowa where they wrestled supporting him, and got some picture updates and some social media updates. But Titus is a proud Bearcat, and we're very proud of him of being an All-American this year in the world of wrestling. And a little tidbit, Titus was also recruited to go to a little place called IU to play football.
Well, hello.
And he chose to go to Wabash to wrestle. So we are very proud of his choice. We sometimes think, man, if he would have stayed at IU with their little run they had, but obviously a little run.
Come on now.
But Titus is we're very proud of him and want to give him a shout out today for being a wrestling All-American this past weekend.
Chris Walker is the principal of Muncie Central High School. We're on Delaware County Today in Studio B, and we're very proud of what we can do in this venue, even more proud to talk to great movers and shakers like Principal Walker. I know that you would rather have a team or teams in it to win it with winter sports, but I know you're probably really proud of Delta and all the others that are still alive. You're especially proud of the fact, and we'll get to this in a moment, of the fact that your field house is in the focal point. Let's go with your winter sports wrap-up first, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And very proud of our local schools and communities that are still playing. I mean, it's Indiana. It's basketball. I mean, it's unlike anywhere else. And obviously want to wish them the best of luck. But we did wrap up winter sports ourselves recently. Boys basketball team got a little revenge over Richmond, a conference rival, in the first round of the sectional. Want to give a big shout out to Greenfield Central for hosting. They do a fantastic job. We typically, Muncie Central will host, and then Greenfield will host. And we kind of rotate that back and forth with the sectional. Always enjoy going over to Greenfield with them hosting, and big shout out to Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon beat us in the sectional semifinals. They won the sectional. They beat Pike in overtime in the regional, and they're playing, I believe, over at Newcastle at the field house for their semi-state on Saturday. So good luck to them, and just proud of Coach Holloway and our boys basketball team. Had a great season. 12-12 was their record, and after having a couple years where we weren't quite 500, really excited for the future of our boys basketball program. And as we wrapped up winter sports, our boys swimming team was back-to-back NCC conference champs again, Steve, and a lot of personal milestones and a lot of personal best performances in our winter sports. And just want to thank our athletes, our coaches, our families for all the time that they put in. But our coaches, they man, that's a thankless job. You know, I mean, anybody who's ever coached, I think you go into it with the best of intentions to try to make sure that you're adding value to students and make sure that they can be successful. And the hours and the amount of time that you're stressing over other people's kids, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed. And just want to send a small shout out and appreciation to our coaches for our winter sports season wrapping up. And we are very much looking forward to this Saturday where we'll be welcoming 4 communities that are really excited to come to the historic North Walnut Street Fieldhouse for a little thing that we call the semi-state.
Golly sakes. I'm going to jump to that right now. We're going to come back to Winter Garden more in just a second. How do you get a semi-state? What I mean is it a bidding process? Do the IHSAA call you and say, hey, what do you think? I've always curious, how does that work? Because it's a huge honor, at least, to be a host site of something of this level.
It sure is, and there is no bidding process. There are definitely schools in the state that have interest, and obviously I think the first thing you have to do is make sure you have the venue that can hold the crowd that you're anticipating having for that level of the tournament. But more of the latter of what you said, Steve, is the IHSA reach out to us. And geographically speaking, when you look in the northern part of the state with the 4 possible host sites, you got Lafayette, Logansport, and Elkhart. You know, those are fairly far north.
Yeah, right.
So we feel very fortunate that Brian Lewis from the IHSA, who's the assistant commissioner for boys basketball, reached out. He's like, would you guys entertain? And it's like, without hesitation. Like, you do feel honored. Number one, because hopefully what that means is you have a community who supports education-based IHSA athletics. Yep. You've got staff that they know they can't physically be here. They don't come and run the event. It is their event, but they're leaving a lot of that up to the host school and the host community to make sure they put on a good show. So we take great pride in that. And ultimately, you got to make sure that you have a venue that not only is big enough, but is it capable of hosting? And when you think of, now we will be celebrating in a couple years in 2028 the 100-year anniversary of the historic North Walnut Street Fieldhouse. It's crazy, but our school corporation, you know, Chuck Reynolds, our board, Brad DeRome as our CFO, you know, you've seen it when the new YMCA came in. We want to make sure that our facilities are top notch. Our students deserve that. Our community deserves that. And then you try to take the historic feel of the field house, and then how can we make those improvements without turning it into, I always think of at Soldier Field, which I don't know if the Bears are still going to be in Chicago, you know, who knows? But Soldier Field was like a spaceship landed in the middle of that historic venue. So you want to keep some of the history and tradition, but we have brand new lower bleachers. We did upgrade the scoreboards in the field house. So our school corporation and our community knows that to host a semi-state is such a big deal, but we want to make sure that we have a great experience for those communities that will be here, because at the end of the day, the field house is like the front door to Muncie as a community. So for all those families that will be coming into Muncie, Indiana this Saturday for basketball games, we want to make sure that when they leave, that they have a great taste in their mouth about what our community has to offer.
The other part of this too is that hosting also is an economic situation for the community that's hosting. At least 3 of the teams are coming from far enough away. They're probably going to come in Friday and stay overnight. They have meals. They have various and sundry expenses and so on. All that goes into the community. Now, LaPel is close enough. I wonder if they're going to stay overnight in town or if they're just going to sleep in their beds and come for their first game on Saturday.
Yeah, I would assume they're sleeping in their own beds with the distance that they're coming.
Sure.
I know Westview is coming. Actually, all the schools got a chance to schedule a practice in the facility this week. Westview has actually chose to come down Friday, so they'll come down tomorrow because they are spending the night and will be ready for Saturday. And then if you think about, hey, if you play at 10 or noon and you win, and then you're coming back at 8 o'clock for the championship, you know, we're opening up our high school building, the field house. We want to accommodate those schools to make sure that in the downtime between the morning session and the championship game.
You certainly hope you have the downtime.
That's right. That's how that works. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, and those are experiences that those communities will remember forever. And we just are very happy that we're going to play a small part in the field house to kind of enhance their experience. And a couple of the teams that have already come in, it's not quite a Hoosiers thing when they walked into Hinkle Fieldhouse and they're screaming and they get the echoes, but I think that when you walk into that facility, especially for boys basketball in the semi-state, you can feel the tradition that is in there, and it's just kind of exciting to see the kids walk in with no one else around and be like, whoa. Like this is going to be a fun Saturday of basketball.
You mentioned Hoosiers, the movie. Nancy and I just last night, literally on YouTube, we found an interview with Bobby Plump and a couple of the Milan guys that are still around and so on. They were equating some of the movie liberties that were taken with respect to how things really happened. It was really interesting to see Bobby Plump, who made that shot, right, in the real deal to win the game, that he said the last 18 seconds of the game, the movie nailed it. He said everything else, I don't know, a little different and whatever, but it was, and to see their faces just light up and brighten up. Obviously, Muncie Central was not the benefactor of that particular real story or the movie story, I suppose. But what a great story it was.
And Steve, I love the movie Hoosiers until about 10 years ago when I became the principal at Muncie Central.
Then you started.
And I feel just a little bit different about that.
Muncie Central Principal Chris Walker in Studio B here at Wolf Boom Radio on the south side of Muncie, Indiana, USA. Let's jump to Winter Guard Indoor Percussion and tell us some stories.
Yeah, we got a community performance tonight, Steve.
Okay.
Thursday night, tonight, 7 o'clock. We'll be in the high school gym due to the hosting of practices and things at the field house for semi-state. It's open to our community. We would encourage you to come out. It's a preview show. Our Winter Guard will be performing, and our indoor percussion will be performing. Indoor percussion is defending state champions in their class. They both have qualified for the state finals again. That will be actually Saturday. This weekend's a busy weekend for us in and around Muncie. But we really would encourage our community to come out and see our students perform. Again, 7 o'clock tonight at the high school. You can come in door 11. They're in the back over kind of by the tennis courts. And do want to wish them nothing but the best of luck as they head into their state championship competitions this weekend. And Winter Guard performed at our last home basketball game and did a fantastic job. And our indoor percussion has been hard at work trying to defend their state championship. And if you wanted just a nice night of coming out and seeing some high school kids doing absolutely what they love, and if you've never seen them perform before, just sit back and just watch their faces and watch the crowd. And you'll walk away amazed. Katie and I, my wife and I, were at the performance last year, and the percussion group just was phenomenal. And then when they win state, folks are like, oh, my God, congratulations. If you've seen the hard work that those kids have put in and you saw them perform, you would realize that was something special. So 7 o'clock tonight at the high school. If they got time, we'd love to see them to cheer on Winter Guard and indoor percussion as they go to state.
Enter door number 11 on the notes here for that event tonight. Final item here. I thought everybody was done with spring breaks, not Muncie's community schools, right?
No, and some folks even down in Hamilton County, they're still going to go for another week or so.
Oh, wow.
But no, we are ready. Our teachers are ready. Our students are ready. I think our families are ready maybe to have a little bit of a break, but I'm sure that that week of having students at home, they'll be ready come March 30th to send them back. But we just wrapped up our third 9 weeks last Friday. So technically this week is the first week of our last grading period. We will turn the calendar to April before you know it, but next week we are on spring break at Muncie Community Schools. So no school next week, but our students will come back on Monday, March 30th. And then before you know it, Steve, we'll be into all of our yearly celebrations. And then the next thing you know, it'll be June 1st, and we're graduating the class of 2026. So it's been a very exciting school year. We have accomplished a lot at Muncie Central, and just so proud of our students and staff and families, and encourage them to enjoy this last little break before we come back and finish strong with the last 8 weeks of school.
You mentioned everybody that's ready for spring break. You didn't mention, is the principal ready?
The principal is beyond ready for spring break. I have a senior this year, as I've said on the airwaves before.
Yeah.
and Grace is our third and last Bearcat to come through. And so we're going to be able to get out of town for the week. Purposely scheduled that to take off on Sunday. I did not want to miss any of the action on Saturday at the field house with the semi-state, but we'll get a little downtime, and then we'll come back. And then while I'll normally be excited to wrap up the school year, all of the emotions of being a dad and having my baby girl graduate will definitely be hitting me hard. But we're excited for that. But yeah, looking forward to a break. And Steve, just I saw recently on the socials that you celebrated another work anniversary here at the Wolf Boom radio family, 33 years.
Yes,
and I feel like I've known you forever. You've been so friendly to me personally, and to always cheering on the Bearcats. And wearing your purple when I come into studio,
I dress
doesn't
for
go
the room.
unnoticed.
I dress
It
for the
doesn't
room,
go
brother.
unnoticed.
Come on now.
I do quote you a lot, of being the radio buddy and not a sponsor, but should be, and all the things. I listen. But we're so proud of you and all you've done for our community, and thank you so much for always cheering us on.
Well, look at me. Zoom in on the tight shot. I'm crying right now. That's as delivered by Principal Chris Walker. Good man, good educator, good helper, good supporter, good community guy. Thanks very much for doing what you do, too. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Steve, and go Bearcats.
You got that signature sign-off. More coming in a moment. We go through the hour live on the radio, the original social media. That's another one that I say from time to time. Then also on the YouTube live. That page is Wolf Boom Studio B. More in a moment on WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Farmer sentiment saw a slight improvement in February, though agricultural producers are still wary about what the future will bring. That according to the latest Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer. Purdue's Michael Langenmeyer points to the barometer's index of future expectations, which fell to its lowest level since September of 2024.
I think what's going on is that the relatively tough environment we're facing today is expected to continue into the future.
Meantime, a 150-megawatt solar farm in Knox County is now operational. Miami-based Origist Energy says the Wheatland Solar Project can generate enough energy to power 45,000 homes. Centerpoint Energy has a 20-year agreement to purchase power from that development. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indiana University is shaping the future of healthcare with Hoosiers in mind. Advancing discoveries that become treatments for Alzheimer's, obesity, cancer, and rare diseases, and training the providers trusted to deliver them. From the lab to your local clinic, IU powers medical breakthroughs and the talent behind them. Discover how IU is solving what's next at iu.edu/impact.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats, looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
The tournament is here, and Total Wine & More is your slam dunk headquarters. Whether you're cheering courtside from your couch with crisp craft beers, smooth bourbons, or refreshing seltzers, we've got the perfect lineup to keep your watch party winning. And just like your bracket, we've got a lineup full of contenders. Whether you're picking favorites or going for bold upsets, our friendly guides will help you find amazing drinks for every matchup. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Listen to Delaware County Today on Alexa. Just enable the skill, then say, Alexa, play WMUN. Now back to to Steve Lindell.
From Studio B on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio in Muncie, Indiana, US of A. We hear the word all the time, but what does that word mean?
I'm Chad Pergram with the Speaker's Lobby. What is a filibuster? You won't find the word filibuster in the Senate's rules, and since senators can just talk as long as they want, they might argue that suggesting they're filibustering is pejorative. They're just exercising their Senate rights to speak on the floor. A true filibuster is a delay. For instance, the record-breaking 25-hour and 8-minute speech last year by Democratic New Jersey Senator Cory Booker against the Trump administration was technically not a filibuster. Once Booker concluded, the Senate voted to confirm Matt Whitaker as NATO ambassador. The Senate was supposed to vote on the Whitaker nomination anyway, so all Booker's speech did was delay that confirmation by a few hours. So kind of a filibuster, but not really. In October 2013, GOP Texas Senator Ted Cruz held the floor for more than 21 hours. It was part of Cruz's quest to defund Obamacare. The Senate was already locked in to take a procedural vote around 1 p.m. the next day. Preparations for that vote automatically ended Cruz's speech. Thus, it wasn't a true filibuster either. With the Speaker's Lobby, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
On WMUN's Delaware County today, we are worldwide, as you would imagine. There's the streaming page. Steve, Florida has clicked on now, and many others are listening many other places across the fruited plain. The benefits of treating cholesterol problems earlier on.
This is House Call for Health. New medical guidance advises millions of Americans to be proactive about their cholesterol health. The American Heart Association, American College of Cardiology, and other medical organizations recently publishing a report with guidelines focused on controlling blood lipid levels, including cholesterol and triglycerides. The guidelines recommend people with high cholesterol or family history of heart disease start treating it as early as age 30. The data shows that reducing LDL cholesterol levels from a younger age has positive cardiovascular outcomes. Medications called statins, along with healthy diet and exercise, are recommended treatments. The previous 2018 guideline calculated people's heart attack and stroke risk in the next 10 years. However, the more recent report calculates risk over the next 30 years. The AHA says 1 in 4 U.S. adults have a high form of bad LDL cholesterol, a risk factor for heart attack and stroke. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
WMUN, an affiliate of Fox News Radio, updates right around the top of the hour. The president says, be patient. It will get better.
Donald Trump's America.
President Trump's oil and gas prices will fall fast once combat operations in Iran end.
As soon as that war is over, which will be soon, your prices are going to drop like a rock. You watch.
In the past month, the average price of regular unleaded is up more than 90 cents a gallon, and oil prices have hit nearly $110 per barrel. There are some steps the administration is taking. Wednesday, the president announced a 60-day suspension of the Jones Act, which bars foreign vessels from shipping oil and gas between U.S. ports. But analysts project the move is unlikely to significantly reduce prices. The Treasury Department is easing some sanctions on Venezuelan state-owned energy company. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell cited uncertainty about the Iran war and the decision by central bank officials to leave a key short-term interest rate unchanged. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
We're in Studio B. You can see the giant screen in the back of the room as we are getting ready for the Mick Tidrow Show in moments from now. First, historic day as reported on by Janice Dean from the 2024 archives.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
An amazing World War II artifact found in a shoebox that was used to carry messages before D-Day makes today's Dean's List. It's called a pigeon parachute and was discovered recently in the loft of a woman who had recently passed away in England. Mrs. Ellington's family could not believe their eyes when they found it and didn't know what it was at first until they did the research. The pigeon parachutes were used over Normandy in the days before the Allied forces landed in France on June 6th, 1944. Ahead of the attack, the British gathered homing pigeons and used them to carry messages to the French resistance while the area was occupied by Nazis. This method method was considered safer than using coded radio messages. The pigeon parachute is now on display in the D-Day exhibition at House on the Hill Museum in Essex as we approach the 80th anniversary of this historic day. Janice Dean, Fox News.
Thank you, Janice, and lots going on, including Ball State Athletics, Mick Tidrow's live program every Thursday, 9 to 9:30. Quick studio change will include Jeff Mitchell, the AD, and Mr. Ian Dallo, I believe, with a very special guest as well. From Studio B, wrapping up for Jackson Jacoby, producer, Axia Command Center, Steve Lindell. Thanks for listening to WMUN.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the